Hello everyone and welcome back to Clark Sports Cards. Today we're going to do a little PSA reveal video that we sent off probably about a month and about a week ago, something like that. It's been a little bit longer than that because I sent it off with another group, with another individual. We kind of combined the shipment together and sent it off. Tom Edwards, so if he's looking out there, thank you, Tom, for sending out my cards. We also did a reveal video on his channel. Never did one on mine, so I thought I'd go ahead and do one on mine because I did do a prior video explaining the 12 cards that I sent in and the possible grades that I thought that I would get on each one. Little word of advice: I know every grade in this box that we got because we did reveal them on his video, but I thought it'd be good to open it up here as well so we can also take a look at some of the cards, and also if anybody's interested in them as well. So we'll go ahead and get into the reveal video just a little bit, but like I said, I do know the grades of all the cards. There's 12 of them here. A couple of them I agree with or disagree with, but you know, it's the way it kind of goes, right? With PSA, depends on what day they grade the cards on, and basically how they how they react to them on each individual day. It seemed like a little bit of bias towards them a little bit. So we'll go in order. We'll put them off to the side a little bit over here, and then we'll kind of get into them one by one. We won't hide the numbers or the grades on them at all. We'll just kind of look at the cards a little bit and kind of go from there. We'll start off with this 2020 Donruss Optic LaMelo Ball Blue Velocity. I pulled all these cards too. By the way, I pulled for myself except for one card, which I'll talk about a little bit here in the video as well. But we did get a mint 9 on the LaMelo Ball Velocity. Love this card. Good looking card. I actually thought when I sent this card in, it was about a 50-50 shot of getting a 9 or a 10 on it. Turns out it was a 9. The only thing that I could see on a little bit was a little thick at the top of the centering, but the surface was absolutely perfect on this. But on the rear there was a small surface scratch. I think you can kind of see it just a little bit right there across the back. If I can get it in the reflection right, that's why I put the camera up. But you can see it as it goes right through there. So there's a little scratch on the back, but it didn't. The front of it was like immaculate. It was beautiful. I will tell you that something I have noticed about PSA, it seemed like, out of the four things, which is centering, corners, edges, and surface, it seems the number one thing that they grade apart or they stand out more than anything is the corners. I think it's the corners as far as ranking, then the centering, then the surface, and then the edges. I think that those are the ranking criteria as far as what they really look at on a card. But we got a nice little LaMelo Ball PSA 9. These cards basically go for, as a 9 in velocity, anywhere from $100 to $150 range. So still $50 grading fee on these. I thought I had a solid shot at a 10. The only thing, like I said, was on the back, but it is what it is, right? So still a nice little 9. We'll put a 9 over here. Maybe our 10s are to the. We'll put our 9s over here and our 10s right here, maybe. So, all right. So the next card is a Joe Burrow's 2020 Panini Prism. There's also got a 9, and I scoped these cards over pretty good, but as you can see, it just just depends on what you get on a given day. I thought this one had about an 80% chance to get a 10 and a 20% chance to get a 9. And as of course, I get my 20%. But I'll take one thing I did not take into granted. I don't know if you can see it, but right across the center as it goes across, I didn't even notice this, but there's almost like a line that goes through the center of it. You can see it right there in the reflection. I was more focused on the corners, the edges, the centering, and everything like that, which is pretty much a spot on. That's why I thought it was an 80. And the surface was clean, but I didn't see this little print line that's going right across, because I guess because of the cracked ice that's going across. You can see it right there, but it is what it is. It's a mint 9. Still a beautiful looking card. The cracked ice of Joe Burrow's. This card, in the condition that it is in, which is a 9, goes for approximately about $350. So right around there in that range. So still a nice little good investment on a Joe Burrow's red cracked ice. So he's hot now on the market. So goes over here at my 9 stack. So far we're 2 for 2 with 9s. We'll start off with another one, which this is the one I disagreed with more than anything. This got an 8. It's a Jordan Lamellar Black Variation Auto. Through 2021 Bowman Draft. This is a hot little card here. He's killing it in the minors right now. I think he's got like 7 or 8 home runs or something like that. Still batting like really strong, high velocity rate and everything coming off. So he's a very good player right now. Don't know why this got a 9. I mean, I did look over this card. Like I said, very good. Has one imperfection, and I think you might be able to see it right there a little bit. A scratch right there in the surface of it. You can probably see it right there. But other than that, I mean, it was a banging card. Everything else looks clean on it. The corners are good. The centering's good. But yeah, gave it a 9 for that. So I don't know if that's true reflection. I think this is more. I thought it had like a 20% chance of getting a 10 and an 80% chance of getting a 9, and gets a freaking 8. Didn't even think about getting an 8 on this. I think that's kind of, to me, it's a little bogus, but you know, front and back. It is what it is. I'm almost thinking about cracking this bad boy and submitting it again, almost, or send it to a different company or something like that. But at 8, nonetheless, based on from what it's hard to find these black variation autos on eBay, but I'm thinking it's going to be still, even at an 8, right around $1,200 card, because the 9s are selling a little bit higher than that. So that's just a guesstimation right there, but we're thinking of right around, you know, 1,000 to 1,200 range, something like that, still with an 8. If this thing cracked out at a 9, it'd probably right around that 1,800 range, something like that. So a 10, of course, would be over 2K for sure. Next one, we got our first Gem Mint. Oh, well, let's take this off to the side. We'll put the 9s here, the 8s over here to the side, because unfortunate enough, we still got one more 8 to come along. Nice velocity, John Marant. This is a pretty clean card. I like this card a lot. I thought this one had about a 65% chance of getting a 9, a 35% chance of getting a 10. The reason, because I thought it was a little bit top to bottom thickness on it. But the surface was, and the corners looked great. There were some faint clear coat scratches on the back, as you can see. Sometimes when it rolls across the, as you can see right there, when it rolls across the rollers or whatever it does, it leaves a little line. I tried to polish it out, didn't do it. Wasn't able to do it, but just like we said on the other one, like the Lamellar, I give this one a 10. So, I mean, you know, they give it and they take it away, right? This one right here, as a velocity, is a 10. Roughly is right around about $400 plus card, something like that. So nice little addition right here. Some of these I will be selling on eBay, or you know, offers in chat, whatever, doesn't matter. But you know, some of these will be going to the PC as well. Another one, John Marant, another real hot card now. Red, white, and blue. Gem Mint 10, got this one. Pretty good looking card. I like it. The centering I thought was, you know, top to bottom was about 60-40. But I did notice a lot that's graded 10s have about the same range top to bottom. The left and the right's what they really focus on. As you can see, this is pretty close to being like almost perfect left to right. So very good looking card here. Red, white, and blue sells for basically $350 to $400. I thought this had a 10% chance of getting a 9, about a 70% chance of getting a 9, 10% at a 10, 70% at a 9, and like a 20% at an 8. So as you can see, we pulled a 10 out of this. So, you know, I'm pretty hard on my cards as far as grading them. I look for every imperfection that I can actually physically find all through it with scopes and loops and everything. But nonetheless, got me a nice 10, so I take it to 2 John Marant's, or 10 for 10, 2 for 2. I submitted 2 silvers. One, we got a 9. So, as you can see, this one a little bit left to right is off, right? Does it fall in the 60-40 range? Who knows, right? I thought it did, but as you can see, a lot of graded cards now through PSA. 60-40 doesn't mean anything anymore. 50-50 is your 10, pretty much, just about. So, but this one got a 9. I can't recall which one it is. I'm assuming we'll just go with this one, because I grade them about the same. It's got some left to right centering. It's off just a little bit, 60-40 range. But the faint reflector scratch on the back of it, as you can see right there in it. So it is on the back, but the corner's sharp, you know, edge is good, centering's off just a little bit. As you can see, the stamping as well, because that's a good indication on it. It's pretty much directly on with the logos and stuff like that. There's no like double stamp or whatever you want to see. Did give me a nice 9. So even a silver 9, and this runs anywhere from 300 to 350 range. I think these are underpriced right now in the market. A silver 9 should be up in the neighborhood of probably, I would say, $600 range. So I think these are a good buy right now for 3 to 350. I'll be hanging on to this till I see the market adjust a little bit. It's a little bit, but yes, a 9 on that. So we'll go to the 9 stack. Next card, same card, but this one got me a nice 10. As you can see, the centering on this is a little bit better, left to right especially. Top to bottom is about the same, maybe a little bit better. But on the back, let's look at the back. This is the one that did not have any roller marks at all on the back as far as scratches or anything. So I don't know if that helped it out a lot as well. Plus the centering's a little bit better as well, but a beautiful silver John Morant PSA 10. These things go from about $1,300 to $1,500 range. Dynamic player, controls the game. I think a future star in this for sure. These, like I said, sell for $1,300 to $1,500. I think they're also underpriced at a silver range because these are hard to pull. I ripped a bunch of 2019 Panini Prism when the market was real low. Ripped a bunch. That's right when the boom started a little bit. So I ripped a bunch of this. Only got, I think it was 2 or 3 silvers. I only got 1 silver Zion. So got more Jaws. In a nutshell, I was chasing the Zions at the time, and Ja was second place. Glad I got more silvers of the the Jaws than I did the Zions. Now looking back on it, so but a nice PSA 10. So there goes to my PSA 10 stack. All right, next one. Getting a little football a little bit. Oh, Patty Mahomes. The rookies is not as desirable as the rated rookie logo. For some reason, I think these are a lot better looking cards. This one basically, I thought that, let's see, where we get at? The Patrick Mahomes, the rookies, yeah. I thought this had like a 25% chance of getting a 10 and a 75% chance of getting a 9. Of course, it gets a 9. The left to right, a little off, as you can see. A little thick left to right, top to bottom. I don't know. I mean, it's about the same. A little bit thick, a little bit on the bottom thick versus the top. A little bit thicker over here than here. Is it in the 60-40 range? My guesstimation was pretty close, but it gives a 9 nonetheless. Corners sharp, edges good, all the way around it. No tick marks. So that's the first thing I look at before I send cards off to PSA. If it's got any ticks on it or corners flared up or anything like that, I'm definitely not going to send it off. I'll just keep it in the PC or whatever. But yeah, so this one got a nice 9 though nonetheless. This card sells for roughly about a $280, $300 card still at a PSA 9. So Patty Mahomes rookie, nice card, got a 9. So we're up to, as you can see, our stack of 9s a little bit higher than our 8s right now. So all right, our next one, another bad grade, which I kind of disagree with as well. 17 press proof rated rookie of Patrick Mahomes. A little bit tougher pull than the rated rookies. A little bit more limited on this. I thought this had about an 80% chance of getting a 9, 15% chance of getting a 10, and a 5% of getting an 8. I fall in the 5% bucket on this bad boy. But top to bottom, left to right, I think there was, let me see if I can see. Yeah, right here. As you can see, this corner, you can barely see a little white tick right there. And of course the gray shows a little bit better, but does that deserve an 8? I mean, come on, really? I mean, it's just a touch at the corner right there. The other corners are sharp, as you can see, all the way around. The edge is good. The centering on the back is good. Maybe a little bit thicker on top, but left to right centering in the front. A little bit thicker over here, not much. 60-40 range maybe, something like that, I mean, you can see the logo down here is equal part as it is up top here. So an 8, don't see it. Do not see it. Look at the corners on this. Look how sharp this thing is. This is another one that possibly could be broken and sent back in depending on the grader looking at it. I don't see why it couldn't get a 9. 10 might be a little bit of a reach just because of that small tick right here, but an 8? No, it's not an 8. But nonetheless, that's what I got. $250 card at a PSA 8, which is a near mint condition. So at a $50 grading fee, probably still worth it, you know. Will I crack it? Who knows? We'll see. Might be just throw it in the PC and keep it. Who knows? All right. Next one. I remember when I was getting these boxes of 2017 Panini Rookies and Stars from, I think it was either Blowout or Steel City, one or the other. I was buying these boxes for like blasters for like $17 before the boom. Crazy cheap. Crazy cheap. Pulled 2 or 3 of the Stellar Rookies. Sold one, kept one, and graded one. Basically, this is the one we graded here. As you can see, it got a gem mint 10. Love the look of this card, like a hollow all the way around it. Beautiful looking card. Centering is good. It's almost like a prism card for Rookies and Stars. But it's a Target exclusive product, Rookies and Stars. So you don't see a lot of it out there. But I didn't even look at the pop counts on these, to be honest with you. But I know it can't be too high because these cards are hard to pull. They're like inserts. It seemed like I got like one of these every 3 or 4 blasters, and I got the Patrick Mahomes out of a couple of them. So really tickled to death with this. The Stellar Rookies, I thought this had a 35% chance of getting a 10, 60% at a 9, and a 5% at an 8, simply because all these refractors in the background, you kind of see it's almost like stars, and I didn't know whether they count against it if there was, you know, like it right there. I thought that was something, but I guess it's like a little moon or something. But, I mean, the edges look good. The corners look good. Look how sharp this bad boy is all the way around. I think this was one. Going back to that Lamellar, look at that. A small, tiny tick at the very corner edge right there where my fingernail's at. Just barely can see it, but this one got a 10. So, rhyme or reason, right? Who knows? But beautiful card, nonetheless. Stellar Rookie. This card's pretty expensive. This one goes for about $1,250 to $1,500 range, something like that. It's a nice looking card. Low pop count on this, I would assume. So we're putting that in the 10, so I consider that a hit. Next card, one of my favorites. This is the one I told you that I basically ripped all the cards myself. This one I bought off of Steven's Cards. We done a side settlement on this bad boy. Purchased it. Got looking at it a little bit more through the scope and lens, and I'm like, you know what? Let's send this bad boy off. It's out of 10, right? Playoff. He got this out of retail. Purchased this from him. But it's out of 10. It's 8 out of 10. Jersey number, I think, is 10 for Mac Jones. So got one of his jersey numbers here, right? But 8 out of 10. Beautiful looking gold card of Mac Jones. PSA 10 plus gold is what it's called. Playoff. Now, the comps are all over the place on this thing, but let's talk a little bit about what percentage we thought. I thought I had like a 30% chance of getting a 10, 70% chance of getting a 9, and I figured, man, if this thing could get a 10, this thing could probably be a real good card. Comps, I haven't found one that was graded. This has got to be a pop 1 or pop 2, especially being, you know, out of 10. I'm assuming there's still a lot of them out there that haven't been found yet, but the comps on this is kind of crazy. I don't know what to go with. There's nothing out there, nothing graded. I will give you a little bit of insight. The Mosaic out of 10. Now, these are non-autos that I'm telling you about. The Mosaic out of 10 is selling for $9,500. The Donruss out of 10 is selling for $7,000. The Mosaic out of 8 sold for $4,800. So, I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's like everywhere. I don't know where to start with this thing. But I'm not a Mac Jones collector. I bought this as a strict investment card. Turns out it got a 10. So, I'll probably post this on eBay and see what happens to it. I have no idea. Don't know where to set the reserve on this thing at all. If you got a comment below, what do you think you should set a reserve like this on this card for? It's PSA 10 out of 10 Mac Jones. I know it's not Mosaic. I know it's not Donruss, but it is playoff and it's still out of 10. Very limited edition card, especially graded a gem mint 10. I mean, it's got to be, a pretty valuable card. I estimate this card anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 range. I could be off. Who knows? But I'm curious to see your comments below. What would you value this card at? I told you some of the recent comps of Mosaic and Donruss. So, I mean, some of the honeycombs and stuff like that are selling for $2,000. But which one is more rare? A honeycomb or a Mac Jones out of 10? I'm thinking that out of 10. There's got to be more honeycombs out there than 10, for sure. But I do know it's not Mosaic, it's playoffs. Curious to see your comments below. Comment below what you think the value of the card is. Honest opinion. And my prized possession, we're going to look at this like this. If you remember my prior video, I didn't know how to grade the centering on this left to right. I was looking at the palm trees, the side stuff. I was like, you know what, from here to here, it looks like it's dead on. Man, it looks thick up here, but if you look from here to here, it looks dead on. The borders left to right looks good. I was clueless on this. I went back and looked at some other 10s on this. It looked similar to what I got. And I thought this one actually had a 50-50 shot at getting a 9 or a 10. Did not know. I said appeared the centering is 60-40, but who knows? I can't tell because there's no real borders on this card. But the surface and the corners was perfect all the way around. As you can see, very sharp. I pulled this in an optic blaster, as a matter of fact. And as soon as I pulled it, I was ecstatic. You can go look at my prior channel on that. This was pulled back probably like 6 or 8 months ago, something like that. A 2010 Panini Donruss optic. But the Patrick Mahomes downtown Super Bowl, because he has two. One with the Super Bowl and one with the base. The Super Bowl is more desirable, which is this one. Got me a nice Gem Mint 10. This card I had to pay an upcharge on. But I'm thinking that this card has got prior sales for $2,000 to $2,500 range, and this could be going up right around football season as well. So one of my nice cards that I got, believe it or not, this Mac Jones wasn't upcharged. They said it's less than $1,000. I don't know how they got that. Probably because they couldn't find any comps on that. But the John Marant silver in this and the downtown here got a upcharge on it when we sent it in for the $50 submission. But yeah, beautiful looking card. I don't know what to do with this thing. I'll probably end up selling it, to be honest with you, because I got some other Patrick Mahomes rookies I'll probably take care of and hold on to, and I might sell the downtown. So, but anyway, thanks everybody for stopping in. That's a little bit my recap as far as my 12 cards. As you can see, we got 6 cards in a 10 range, 4 cards in a 9 range, and 2 of the blasted 8s, which I don't know how in the world we got that, but 50-50 as far as 10s to others. So still, thanks, pretty good submission, $50 a card. Got to recoup some of my losses now. Sell a couple of them, PC 3 or 4 of them, something like that for long-term investments, whatever. But I want to thanks everybody for stopping in and looking at the reveal video. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. If you like this other type of content, probably send out some more PSA to be graded as well. But I love looking at the slabs, beautiful looking cards. And now it's got more liquidity value, right? So thanks a lot for stopping in. Hit that like, share, and subscribe, and comment below. And y'all keep on ripping. Clark Sports Cards out.